Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thanks for being on the show today. I got a really cool show. I got an awesome guest. Have you ever had that friend that you hang out with who has this contagious laugh? Like while they're talking, they always are giggling and laughing, and you want to too, and you get excited and you're happy. Well, I have Malik Shaw on the show today. Malik has an amazing story. He's gonna give you tips on what helped him when he had the job and he was getting together on the evenings and weekends, and how he went from that to being full-time to making the world a better place. Let's tune in. Malik Shaw right here, right now on the Muslim Nonprofit Show. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm here today with my good friend, my dear friend, my brother, also a founder, Malik Shaw. Malik, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Malik, I was born and raised in the States and have always been part of reading up about Martin Luther King and his history. And I didn't ever get a chance to visit that until you took me there and you surprised me. And we'll talk about that later. But more importantly, I want to know about you. Like, you got so much going on. You were the executive director of I.M.A.N. You have a masjid. You have a pantry. You are transforming a neighborhood in Memphis. But how did all that start? Like, what was that moment when you were growing up and you said, you know what? I think I gotta do something here. Tell us about that story. What happened there?
My father, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam, Rasulullah. So my father used to run the neighborhood watch, along with other men in our neighborhood. And he used to hire kids to clean up the neighborhood. And so from that, I didn't realize that you never realize like the seeds that are planted, they don't often bloom until later.
Oh, wow.
So that was, when I look back, I used to ride around with him during the CB patrol at night. That kind of put it in my head that, one, you have to initiate, like seeing a problem, stating a problem is not really enough. Like, you have to be about solving the problem. And once you do that, we believe Allah will bring you the people to help you to facilitate that. But you have to start, right? You don't have to be great to get started, but you do got to start to be great.
Oh, man.
So that's where it that's kind of where that now when the older I got and I became Muslim and had kids and being a convert, I started to notice like a lot of converts would feel kind of left out. Like, and it wasn't religiously, because you go to the masjid, we're all there to learn about Allah, learning about the Prophet ﷺ and worshiping Allah. That's what that space is for. Shouldn't be doing a whole lot more than that. But what do you do on a Friday night if you're a convert? If you're used to hanging out, like what do you do on a Saturday? Like the socialization part. And so I just wanted to, like, how do we, provide a place for people to be able to socialize, meet people, and that was it.
And I've got to go back. There's so much there. So I heard you say seeing a problem, stating a problem is not enough. You've got to solve that problem. And then you said, then later I became Muslim. So, your dad. So where is this? Is this in Memphis and dad and mom and dad? Yeah. Take me back.
No, originally I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
Like,
Detroit.
Originally. So, I grew up, I went to school on the west side. I went to a Catholic school, Benedictine High School. I went to college, then I left and went to college here in Tennessee.
Okay.
And subsequently, like, we're in Memphis now. My parents are Southerners. It was part of the Great Migration. My parents left the South. My father worked at Chrysler for 33 years.
MashaAllah.
So I grew up like many people in Michigan. Your parents are from the South.
Yeah.
And so many of us went to college back and we went back to college in the South.
Yeah.
We grew up in the North, went back. Part of it was our parents' just comfort level.
Yeah.
They knew the South. They know the South. We have family in the South. And so, but I would say being a Northerner coming back to the South, I don't have any inhibitions. I've seen African Americans succeed. I've seen African American businesses. I've seen mayors. I grew up in Detroit and married Coleman Young. So bringing that same mentality to the South, where there's opportunity, it was kind of a perfect meshing of, opportunity meets preparation.
I love it.
So that's when I became Muslim, I brought all of that with me, right? Which is often what we neglect, which is not what the Prophet ﷺ neglected. We neglect that people have a history and skill sets when they become Muslim, and you just put them in plug and play.
Yeah.
So that's what it was about.
Yeah. And then, so I want to dig in on this a minute, because now you mentioned you touched upon the problem you were thinking about, which is reverts often, and you touched upon it twice, reverts often, don't have the support they need from the community. And then we often, as a community, forget that they come with so many skill sets, and we need to connect those. And so now you're in Memphis, and you mentioned you brought this experience and exposure from Detroit, vision of success, to Memphis in the South. What happens then? What's the problem that you see? How do you get going?
So when I came here, I used to live in Phoenix as well. When I came here because my mother told me she was going to retire and move back home.
Okay. That's a reason.
So my mother still my mother lives in Dearborn.
MashaAllah.
So she's
she
there.
Went back.
She never came.
Oh, she never came.
Alhamdulillah, but that was all Allah's decree.
Yeah.
So when I came here, one of the things I noticed was there wasn't, as in most major cities or even smaller cities, you have people who convert to Islam, but they're just sprinkled into different masjids.
Right.
So how do we collectivize people? That was one thing. How do we collectivize people in a place where once you get people in the same room, once you get all these experiences in the same room, you have genius in a room. So we started an organization called I.M.A.N, and it started in my living room. And
how do
so
you get people in a room so you have genius in a room? I had to say it again. Keep going. Sorry. Too good. Too good. Too good.
So
keep going.
We started, it was on Thursday nights. And we would meet in my library, alhamdulillah, and we'd read Purification of the Heart, and then afterwards we just have dinner together. And people bring
did you have a job also somewhere else, and this was an evening weekend thing, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. I had a job.
Okay.
You know this, man. If you're in the entrepreneur thing, you always have a job.
You always have a job. That's right. So you jump. That's right.
You always have a job, then you have a passion.
That's right.
So, but if you got kids, you have a wife and kids, you better have a job.
Yes, right.
So no, and then that started along with 3 other families. We started an organization called I.M.A.N, is American Muslim Intercultural Network.
American Muslim Network.
Alhamdulillah, we started in a restaurant. Initially, after my living room, we went to a restaurant once a month. We would have this thing called conversations.
Conversations. Love the marketing.
And the owner would shut down the restaurant and let us use it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
As long as we bought something after, as long as everybody who came, and they bought, and that was alhamdulillah, may Allah reward him immensely. So from that, we eventually was able to get a place. Usama Cannon, Allah Yahamu, came down and he said he introduced me to someone, and then he said, man, you should come out to Taklif. And when I went out to Taklif, I actually saw okay, this is possible.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes we have to see. If we can see it, then we can achieve it, right?
Yes.
If I could see it, and so from that we started. We got a place. A little hole in the wall in a strip mall. We had the last place in the strip mall. Literally, we were close to the to the dumpster. But man, it was beautiful, man. We had a good time there. We did weddings there. We did movie screenings there. We read text there. We had game nights there. We had fun.
Alhamdulillah. And then if you can, I got to go back because you dropped another nugget on me. If you can see it, then you can achieve it. So as you're on this journey, you have a full-time job, you're meeting at your home, then you're in a restaurant, you've made this relationship with this restaurant owner saying, hey, can we have your space after you shut down? And then now you meet Osama Khan, Allahu Yarham, and you're like, well, wait a minute, I could probably replicate this model. So seeing that model was so transformative for you that then you make the jump, you rent your own space. At what point do you then transition from that full-time job into being the entrepreneur, the social entrepreneur and the nonprofit startup guy? Like, what happened there?
So it was a build it while you fly it kind of thing, man. Like, I knew nothing about like entrepreneurship or even fundraising. I hated fundraising because I thought, I'm not asking people for money. Yeah. I'm from Detroit. I'm not asking people for money.
I do that all the time. I don't know how to ask people for money. How do I do this nonprofit thing? I love it. Then what'd you do? How'd you get over that?
I had a brother here who, a West African brother told me, you're not asking for money for yourself. It has nothing to do with you. You're asking money to do good.
MashaAllah.
So this isn't about like, get over yourself. Say about you. Like, there's some spiritual training here.
Yes.
Like, get over yourself. This is about the good you want to do.
SubhanAllah. Man.
And so from that, I thought, all right, like got to kill that ego a little bit. And then this is about the people. This is about like what we can do for people, and let Allah use you. Like, you just be of service. That reminded me of Dr. King. Right? He who is greatest amongst you shall be your servant.
SubhanAllah. As you, I love that. I get asked that question all the time, Malik. Like, hey, brother Tayyab, I'm on the board of this, Islamic school, this masjid, this organization, and they want me to ask for money. How do I ask for money? I got to now, hey, this is what the advice Brother Malik gave is, you need some spiritual training. You have to think, mind shift. You have to think, this is about the good you want to do. It's not about me, man. SubhanAllah, deep. How did you then, what would you say beyond that was the biggest challenge, and what would be advice you'd give somebody right now who's listening to the show, who's in that same journey? They still have their full-time job and they've got the evening and weekend volunteer thing. It's at their home. It's in a basement. It's in a third space. And they're like, hey, I really want to do this full-time. I'm not sure yet. They're right there on that edge. What advice would you give them?
So there's this wisdom that I would often refer back to, and it says, be faithful with a few and he'll give you more.
SubhanAllah.
So be faithful with whatever you have. Be faithful with the people you have. Show up on time for the people you have. Show up prepared for the people you have, even if it's 2 or 3. When we rented that space, sometimes on Wednesdays we would meet, and we had a leak in the corner. Like whenever it would rain, man, it was like it was crazy. It would be so wet. The carpet would be so wet. But Wednesdays, 7:00, rain or shine, right? Rain, because it wasn't about. It shouldn't be about your inconvenience. It's about the people you're serving. You don't know what they're doing to get there. You don't know what issues they've had. You don't know what they're looking forward to about being whatever service you're providing. It's not about you. It's about the people you serve.
And that mindset, that advice, being true to the people that you serve, being faithful to the people that you serve, and Allah will send you the helpers. And you saw that throughout your journey. And it happened every single time. And today, mashallah, where are you sitting? Tell the audience where you're sitting.
This is the Table Spread Food Pantry.
Okay.
My daughter, Sabria, and another young man named Usman Cheliko, they started our food pantry in our neighborhood. So we moved to this neighborhood intentionally. It's a historically Black neighborhood, pre-integration. And we moved here to do what the Prophet ﷺ said when he moved into Medina. Spread peace, feed people, and stay up in the middle of the night praying while others are asleep.
SubhanAllah.
So we started it was a mobile food pantry initially, where we would go around the neighborhood, they survey the neighborhood, and once a month they would just deliver food to people in the neighborhood based on family size and things. And from that, alhamdulillah, Did that for a couple of years, and we would just pack the boxes out of the musalla. And so one donor came down once, and he said, "Y'all have another building?" He said, "We have a house we bought, but we don't have enough money to fix it." So he looked at this building that I'm sitting in and said, "What about that building?" Yeah. He said, "Yeah, it's fine, but it's on the tax sale. I think it's like $70,000, $70,000. He's like, "We don't have that." And he said, "Did I ask you that?" So I didn't ask you if you had the money. I asked, was it available? Again, be faithful with a few, right? So that was because, Sabrina and Usman, they were, and the volunteers, alhamdulillah, they have a good time, and they would have people come. You wouldn't see them for months, and they come because it was routine. It was rhythmic. They knew the day that people would be there feeding people, and they knew, I want to feed people. This is the day to do that. That's important of rhythm and being faithful with your scheduling. Be faithful with be there. Yeah. And so subsequently, he raised the money. We're in the building. It used to be an abandoned tire shop, and so it was scary, man. My father didn't want. When he would come visit, he would say, "Don't bring my babies. Don't walk my babies past that building." Yeah. That's how scary it used to look. So, alhamdulillah, now it's a pantry. So I'm in the pantry part. The building's divided up into 3 sections out. We have a dining hall where we feed people warm meals, hot meals out of there. We have a kitchen where the meals are prepared. Alhamdulillah, we're able to get a grant to get a kitchen. And this part is where the pantry is, where people come and they can choose whatever items they like. The food is in the bins, so we keep the food in the flour, those things that are. We don't want rodents. We want to protect. We just want to protect the food, and so again, we want to be faithful with what we have, and we don't want to take chances because the people we serve about 40, 45 families in the neighborhood. Oh, wow. Currently, our goal is to get to 100. So every piece of food we get, and we're referred to other social service organizations will refer people here to get food, and as well as masjids will refer people here. And then sometimes people just walk by and say, "Man, can I get some food?" Because we live here, we moved here. They'll say, "Hey, I need some food." They say, "Come on in, get what you need, and take as much as you need." Yeah, because we want to allow people to have a certain level of dignity. Yeah. So that's where I'm sitting now.
Amazing. Malik, jazakumullah khairan. I'm blown away. When you see a problem, stating the problem is not enough. You got to solve the problem. And the most powerful advice that is the takeaway for anyone out there who's really trying, they're on the fence is if you're starting something, go look for other models, see it, because if you see it, then you can achieve it. And then finally, when you get going, be faithful to the people that you serve, and Allah will bring you helpers, like the guy who came and bought the space. Subhanallah. Thank you so much for being out. I got to get you back out on the show, Malik. Jazakumullah khairan. And we got to get together again. I'll come visit you, and we'll do a walkthrough of the place and get it on the show as well.
Awesome. You're always welcome, man. It's always good to see you. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.